What is up, babies? It is your girl Niley and we are here for another video. And I just know you hear your phone ringing, girl. If you don't pick up this FaceTime call, because do I have the tea for you? So I know the environment looks a little bit different today. I'm on the rooftop at my apartment. I just was like, for this week's podcast episode, I just need a different environment than just the room, because when I tell you your girl's been out and about living life, like last podcast episode I was just talking about navigating singleness and really like getting back to me and aligning myself with what I feel like is best, and whew, have I've been doing that. That is what we're gonna get into today. Y'all, I've been living it up, I'm not gonna lie. And I was vlogging throughout all of this, but because I was experiencing so much, I'm just now getting back into the vlogging like habit. And so there was too many pisses. There was too many pisses again. There was too many pieces missing. I will vlog one thing and then I wouldn't vlog for days, and then I vlog something else. So what I decided to do is this episode is gonna be part vlog, part podcast. So that's why I also didn't really care about the background, because I'm literally gonna be showing y'all live footage of everything that I did. So get your tea, your wine, your kombucha, your snacks, or whatever you like to drink and eat, and come sit down. Come sit down, baby. Oh my gosh, did we have a time. But before we get started, if you are new here, welcome, or if you're a returner, welcome back to the Shania Diaries. This is a mental health and lifestyle podcast where we talk elevation, entrepreneurship, and everything it takes to be 20-something trying to make it and not live a regular life, okay? Okay, so y'all know the vibes. So we start off with the journal topic, then we get into the meat and potatoes. And the journal topic for today is, what would it mean to stop waiting for permission and take up space in your own life? I know we haven't done a journal topic in a while, y'all, so how this works. I'm gonna answer on screen, but you do have the option to also answer and contribute to our community we're trying to build, but also understandable if you're not comfortable, we gonna get you there soon. So for me, it would be doing all the little things that future Shania would do, or that I think future Shania would do. So like little things like making sure I'm cooking more and eating more whole food, or whether it's trying different fitness classes or things like that, or like listening to new podcasts, reading new books, etc, etc, etc. All of those things is me giving myself permission to take up space in my life. If I'm being quite honest, I think it's also like allowing myself to try things and fail. Actually try things and give it your full effort, and don't be ashamed of whether it works or not, because you actually tried. And not being ashamed of looking stupid for trying. Like, I should be my own biggest fan. I should be going full sprint towards my dreams and aspirations. Like, why wouldn't I? Getting out of this phase where like, ooh, I'm too cool because I want to remain humble or quiet or whatever it is, because I come up with all these excuses in my head of why I don't do certain things, and instead of listening to those, just being like, nah, I'm gonna start doing it right now. That's definitely what I've been doing to give myself permission to take up space. Like, and that's in like any room. It's like, I want to show up as the most authentic, loud, bold, confident version of myself. And the only way I can do that is by building myself up by those small little habits and actions. So that's my answer. Like I said earlier, if you are comfortable, please drop your answer in the comment section. I would love to hear your guys' opinion and how you guys answer this question. But if not, it's okay. Next episode. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes, which y'all all really probably came here for, the recap. Okay, boom. So to start off, I went to an A$AP Rocky concert, y'all. Oh my gosh, was this fun. I ended up getting invited last minute, and I've not been to a concert since like last summer. So when this person invited me to go, I was like, absolutely yes, hell yes, I'm going. Mind you, I have not listened to an A$AP Rocky song since I was like 12 and LSD came out. But when I tell you LSD was on replay, like, when I shuffle and that song comes on, I have like a moment. Oh my gosh, it's a moment. Hearing that song live was so life-changing. I feel like it low-key healed my inner child, because when I used to listen to A$AP Rocky, I was in a really dark place in my childhood, but it was so freeing because I kind of got to see like my inner child, and then kind of realize like, damn, like, you're really growing to the woman you want to be, girl. Like, shoot, you don't feel like you need to escape as much anymore. And when you do, you're working on healthier habits to escape. Now it's, oh, you pray, you work out, you do all these other things that are like more self-serving. So it was just a great experience overall. And then getting to see all of like the A$AP Rocky fans now, y'all. A$AP Rocky fans get lit. They were mosh pitting and doing all of that shit, all this crazy stuff. And like, I think A$AP is a very good performer. The entertainers came out, started running in circles. They had like 2 helicopters that I heard they were selling at the end of the concert. A lot of super cool stuff. It was actually my first concert at whatever, I think it's like State Farm Arena out here, or Mercedes Stadium. I can't remember. It's one of those, y'all. But it was my first time there, and it was honestly super fun. We had floor tickets, so luckily it wasn't super packed. I got to like dance. One thing I did also love is that so many people were like dancing. They were moshing, of course, too, but just like dancing, being free, like not really caring what anybody had to say. Like, oh my gosh, it was such a nice concert. Would I see A$AP Rocky again? Probably, if I listen to more of his music, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was standing there quiet until LSD came on, and then I was like screaming. Like, let me drop the footage real quick. Like, y'all hear me in the background. Like, that was literally my inner child screaming. Like, I was, oh my gosh, it was an experience. And then so then after the concert, I actually took the MARTA for the first time too, which was different because I'm not really like a huge public transportation person. My dad never really let me take public transportation. He always said bad things about it, so I always had like this underlying fear. And then plus like all those women like getting hurt out in public, and then I think some was on the MARTA. I was kind of skeptical. Let me drop that footage too. MARTA Adventures. You said just in case I get killed? Wait, at this, can you hold this? Because at this point, I didn't think I was gonna get killed, but like, why would you say that? Like, is that what it is? MARTA. Let me stop that. But yeah, we just left the A$AP concert. It was so fun. And we got drinks at a rooftop. That was very fun as well and cute. Now we're about to ride the train. Is it a train? Train. We'll see what that's talking about. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Seriously, not being funny. I think I'm just a little bit drunk, so that's how I have to express it, but that's how I feel. So the MARTA ended up being a pretty cool experience, and it also kind of helped me like conquer one of my fears of like public transportation, low-key. So it was cool. It was not a bad experience. Would I be rushing to take the MARTA again? Probably not by myself at least, because I also was with somebody who's from Atlanta, so they kind of knew how to ride and like where to go, whatever. So would I go by myself? No. But would I go again? Possibly if it makes sense. But if it's up to me, I'd rather just take the Uber, not gonna lie. Okay, next I got to try one of the restaurants that's been on my list for a whole year since I moved here, Wagyu House, and oh my gosh. Me and my bestie, Sav, also my roommate, me and Sav, we ended up deciding just to get dressed and just go as a way to treat ourselves Friday nights. Like, we at least have like 1 or 2, usually 2 to 3 girl nights a month where we kind of just go out if we can and just be young and hot and just like talk. Like, we live together, so we obviously talk and catch up, but just something nice to do, get pictures with my camera, things like that. So we end up going to Wagyu House, and y'all, for one, the pictures, damn, we was looking good as fuck. We was looking tasty. It was so nice. The food was absolutely delicious. So how it works is that they have 3 different tiers, and so all 3 different tiers have like different stuff, but they also have a buffet bar where you can have like Wagyu sliders and fried rice and white rice and udon noodles and all this other stuff. Like, their buffet was not like a cheap little one too. Like, it was definitely worth the money. And then also I think it was like sushi was free with whatever we ordered. And then we got, I think it was the platinum tier, so it was the second one. And we were stuffed. It was more than enough food, way more than enough food. And we didn't know, but on Fridays at 11 p.m., they end up having like this little rooftop vibe, and FIFA had just started at this point. So they were showing the game up there, and then like people were like low-key partying, but we were kind of early because we didn't know there was a rooftop party thing. So we ended up after dinner staying for a little bit to catch the vibe, but like it was taking too long to get lit, so we ended up leaving. So yeah, we didn't get to like really experience the rooftop. Would I go back and try the rooftop though? Yes, I definitely would. Probably just at a later time. I don't think I would do dinner and then stay for the rooftop because it was a transition period. If you go out, you know how it is. Like, it takes a little bit to get shit started. So it was cool though, so beautiful, so fun. Definitely a 10 out of 10. I would go back. I honestly, I need to get my funds back so I can go back like tomorrow. Like what? It was so freaking good. And then from there, I did a nice little pool day. I love just getting to go up to the pool. My favorite season is summer. Like if y'all did not know this, I was born in fall, big Virgo, but I love the summer. So getting to just go up to the pool with my roomie and my nephew was so nice. Like my roomie usually cooks for me, so I think this day she ended up grilling. Yes, she ended up grilling some tacos for me, y'all. Look, our grill was messed up, so it kind of tore up the meat a little bit, but it was so good. I posted a note on my Instagram like, ooh, I want some carne asada tacos. So then later in the day, I'm like laying in bed hungover from the night before, and my roomie's like, oh, do you want to go to the pool? I'll make you some tacos. I'm like, that's my bitch right there. Like, what? What? Get you a friend that's gonna cook for you when you don't feel like cooking. And I'm not gonna lie, she does cook a lot. She does cook a lot, but it's because she loves doing it and I love eating it, so it is what it is. I've done a couple of pool days this summer where I've also grilled. I actually just got done with a pool day this last weekend where I made char grilled oysters for the first time, and then I also made some shrimp skewers, and y'all, shucking oysters 1, Naya 0. That shit was so, like, bruh. Oh my gosh, I have so many, like, I don't know if y'all could see this, if it'll focus. Oh, it's right here. It's already started healing, so I couldn't really see it. But I don't know if you see, but right there, the knife went through my freaking finger trying to shuck those oysters. And then it also went through my hand right here. So will I be rushing to shuck oysters again? Probably no time soon. But I was just trying to be smart with my money because I wanted to go to C&S Oysters to get their char grilled oysters. But then I was like, Shania, you can make oysters at home. Like, you like that. You know how to cook. That's how that happened. So I don't know when I will be shucking oysters again. But trust and believe, next time I will vlog it so y'all can see the full play-by-play. Because I did not vlog that experience. Plenty of beautiful pool days, relaxation. I'll bring my book up there sometimes. I've been finishing a couple good books. I'm thinking I might make a video of like all of my favorite books that I've been reading so far lately, because between self-help books, romance novels, and entrepreneurship books, I have a list for you. If you like reading books in any of those categories, let me know and I'll definitely drop that video. Okay, so next, I went to Cosmo, the new sports venue in Dallas, to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I called it. I literally freaking called it. I knew it wasn't gonna go all the way to Game 7. I just knew it. I really thought it was gonna be done at Game 4, but when Game 5 happened, I was like, oh yeah, no, I know this is the done deal. And it was like the grand opening of Cosmo, so it was so cool in there. The dome looked dope as fuck. We ended up sitting on the rooftop to watch the game. It was absolutely beautiful. Everything in there was packed. So what I didn't know is that if you buy general admission seats, that means you have to sit at any of the chairs, tables that aren't reserved. But you have to get there early as shit because everyone is gonna be there. We ended up walking in like 10 minutes before the game started and could barely find a place to sit. I think that was kind of annoying. And then because it was their first weekend open, we were hungry for food and it was taking forever to get our food. I've worked in bartending, opening restaurants, things like that, and I understand like growing pains and like first weekend opening pains. So like I was pretty lenient about it, but like I ended up having to order my food. They were like, no, order food at the bar, and the bar was like, no, order through a server, and the server was like, no, you need to order through this bar. So then I ended up ordering through that bar, and then they were like, no, I ended up trying to order through that bar. No, you need to order through a server. So then I finally went to a server, and I'm like, girl, I will tip you good as fuck if you can just take our freaking order. And so she was like, bet, got you. Come back here in 15 minutes. The food runner should have your food out. Cool, cool, cool. 15 minutes later, I go where she said the runner was gonna be, and they brought my food out, but the gag is they didn't have like names on the tickets, things like that. They just knew who the server was. So I just told them my order, and they were like, okay, this is your food. I think we got like lemon pepper wings, but I'm not gonna lie, they did not taste lemon peppery. We were so hungry, we didn't care. Drinks were 10 out of 10 though, very strong, very heavy pour. We love that. And it was just a cool experience. I love getting to hang out and do things with my mom. And I'm a huge sports fan. My mom's not super into sports, but because I'm into sports, she always ends up tagging along. So it was just so cute, so fun. I got some pictures there too that I didn't all the way love, but I've been trying to get into the habit of actually taking pictures again. So a win is a win. But overall, Cosm, I'm definitely going back there again, but I'm also just gonna be doing it differently. Like, if I'm gonna be general admission, I'm gonna show up early, and then on top of that, y'all, those dome tickets, for that game, they were $400. For the finals, for the FIFA World Cup game that happened, I think it was yesterday, Argentina versus Spain, $858 to sit in that dome. I'm sorry, as someone who goes to live sport games, I'm not paying that much to sit into a dome. Like, it's beautiful though. Like, it's beautiful. You feel like you're right there. So I get it. I'm just not doing it. Would I rather be at the actual game and sit in the nosebleeds? Yes. Yes. And that's just me. That's just me. So if y'all feel like that was worth it, definitely go and check it out and get those dome seats because it's so dope. But if not, you can always do what I did, get general admin tickets and just go. Like, it was a super fun time. We Ubered there as well. I don't know what parking is like. I'm terrified of parking in Atlanta, so if it's anywhere where I feel like I'll have to Uber, I just will go ahead and Uber. I don't even fuck around with the car. And then so from there, the next thing that happened was Charlie came to visit. So if y'all are new here, y'all don't know, Charlie is my father figure, and he's been in my life for about like 10 years now. Oh my gosh, about 10 years. And so I haven't seen him in person in those 10 years because ever since I left California, I was in Texas and traveling a lot. Just haven't really gotten to like reconnect with him like face to face. And when I tell y'all it was everything, like, oh my gosh. And mind you, all of these things that I did a couple days apart. So now you see why the vlog like was not cohesive because this was like back to back to back to back to back. Charlie came to visit, so he decided to take us all out and he was like, choose wherever y'all want to go. You do not have to tell me that twice, sir. CNS Oysters, another place on the list I've been wanting to try, okay? So we ended up all getting dressed up and we went to dinner and it was so nice. I ended up trying, I think it was like a Hugo Spritz for the first time, just trying to be like a bad and bougie or whatever. It was okay. It was very sweet. I don't know if I would ever get it again. And I don't like Aperol Spritz because I don't like citrus for real. So the Spritzies, I don't know how I feel about the Spritzies, but those char grill oysters, y'all. I have not been into oysters. Like, I'm a muscle girly. But when I had those oysters, yeah, definitely did what it needed to do. Overstood the program at that point. It was so good. I've never tried branzino in my life, but I love seafood and I wanted to try something new and I've seen it all over TikTok. So I was like, let me try that, and it did not disappoint. Our waiter was absolutely amazing. And so we had an early dinner and then we went to the red phone booth. It's like this speakeasy here in Atlanta. You had to type in the code and then they decide if they want to let you in or not, basically. And so they ended up letting us in and then we sat by the beautiful fireplace and we had drinks. That night I was drinking so many espresso martinis after my Hugo Spritz because I had work the next day and I thought that was doing something. It wasn't doing anything. But I ended up smoking cigars. Like, I was, look, who got left off of Bad and Bougie? Because it was not me. And we were there probably until like 11 p.m. I was cooked for work the next day. I was so sick, but it was so worth it. It was just a beautiful evening of getting to catch up. And like, he was definitely able to like pour back into me. And it was just seeing him right before Father's Day meant the world. Because a lot of people don't know, but Father's Day and then my dad's birthday is in the same week. So June and Christmas time is very hard for me. I've been doing better with like managing and dealing with it since it's been like 3 years since my dad died. But at the same time, the fact that he was able to come around that time, I just felt like God knew what I needed before I knew what I needed in that situation. And so him coming was just everything. He was able to pour back in me, help me remind me who I am and what I deserve and what type of treatment I deserve. Like, realistically, if I have these kind of dates with my family and my friends, why the fuck would I settle for anything less with a man? Why would I? Like, you're not taking me anywhere that I haven't already been or that I wouldn't already go to. And so, like, him pouring that back into me as well, because I'm newly single again and navigating this space, it's like, you're a high value woman, act like you're a high value woman. Fuck potential. You aren't the potential, you are her. So it was like, getting poured back into was honestly everything for me. Getting to see Charlie was such a 10 out of 10 experience, and the fact that he said that he might move to Georgia and buy property out here just makes me even more excited because I'm like, yes. Okay, so from there, stuff started getting real juicy. Real juicy. So make sure you're paying attention. So that next weekend after that, I flew to Oregon to go to Joe's wedding, Savannah's little brother. So never made it to Oregon, y'all. I got stuck in Arizona. So what ended up happening was that I ended up taking a half day on that Thursday because it was Juneteenth weekend. So I took a half day so that I could make it to the airport on time. Make it to the airport, our flight was delayed for like 2 hours due to weather. I think there was like a tornado warning. So the lady said before we even got on the plane, if you have a connecting flight, you're going to miss your connection. So we'll reschedule you when you get to Arizona, and then we'll also get you a hotel. Keep that in mind. So I was talking to my mom about it, and my mom was like, I don't think you should get on that plane. I was like, I'm getting on that plane and going to that wedding. So right when we're about to land in Arizona, my phone's on 1%. It's about to die. So I can't see if my other flight's taken off. And so the flight crew was like, if you have a connecting flight, try to run and make it to the gate. And so basically there was other people going to Oregon who was on that flight. So I was asking them like, oh, does your information say that the flight hasn't taken off yet? And they were like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, I might actually make it. And so mind you, phone is dead by the time we land. So I get off and I'm running with everybody to the gate, but then I'm also like, no, let me charge my phone to make sure I'm going to the right gate. All that to say, I got my Telfar bag with my laptop, my camera, and a book in this arm, and then a heavy ass duffel bag with like 3 days worth of clothes in the other. So I'm like running through the fucking Arizona airport. I'm sweating. I look crazy. I've never ran through the airport before. I don't want to do it again. I'm running. I finally get to the gate and they were like, no, the flight's taken off. What? They were like, yeah, the flight took off an hour and a half ago, so you need to go to customer service. And the customer service at this gate is closed, so you need to go to the customer service gate at the gate you just left. I literally ran a mile to get to my new gate, damn near, it felt like. So I was just like, okay. So I took the walk of shame back, got in the line for customer service, and as I'm standing there, I have to use the bathroom, so I'm pissed about that. My phone is like, I think I charge it to like maybe 2-3% at this point. And then I'm noticing the people who are on my flight are in front of me talking to customer service people, getting in full-blown arguments, like yelling, like it was bad. And one thing about me is I'm not gonna be put on the no-fly list for no fucking body. I don't care. Long story short, they end up telling us, we'll reschedule you for tomorrow morning, but we're not paying for a hotel. So you're gonna have to sleep in the airport. Who's gonna have to sleep in the airport? Like, I'm not sleeping in the airport. I just feel like that's so dangerous. Like, if I was with somebody, maybe, but like by myself, I don't know anybody in Arizona. It just seemed really bad for business. And then on top of that, I'm already cold and uncomfortable. I'm not gonna sleep in the airport. And so tried to negotiate, called staff, called her, did everything. I ended up getting a hotel that was maybe 10 minutes away, took the shuttle there, spent the night there, licking my wounds. I'm not gonna lie, I have never been in another state so sad before, ever. I was so depressed. I was thinking about like my breakup, my life. Like, I was so frustrated. I was really trying to get to this wedding and I didn't know if I was gonna be able to make it. And so they basically told me to come back to the airport the next morning for the 7 a.m. flight so I can make it to Oregon. But that flight was connecting through Orange County. So I already was super hesitant. So I get up, get back to the airport, and they basically said that flight got delayed, so I'm not gonna make it to Oregon until 8 p.m. The wedding was at 3 p.m. So at that point, I was like, let me just take my loss and fly back to Atlanta. I'm not about to do this. Like, fuck American Airlines. I'm not flying with them ever again. I'm a Delta girly through and through. Your girl's gonna get her sky miles up because I'm not going through that shit again. Yeah, I ended up flying back home, and now this is actual Juneteenth. So when I'm in the airport waiting for my new flight to take off, this British man walks up to me. And y'all know when y'all do something for the plot, because right now I'm not dating. I'm not looking for anything. I'm very disinterested. But the way he approached me, the swag about it, and just like the intentionality, I was like, okay, whatever. So we ended up having a drink before the flight takes off. And the bartender was like, oh, it's you again. This is your third time here. That should have been red flag number one. But I was just like so over that whole 24 hours of traveling. I was like, I don't care. So we sat, have a drink, kind of got to know each other. I was already kind of getting the vibes where I'm just like, I don't know about this. But at the same time, I was like, this fell through. Maybe this is God giving me some like spontaneous side quests, because he was actually going to Georgia for the World Cup. Just to preface, that's not how it went. So we ended up almost missing the flight back to Atlanta because he was like, oh, they probably haven't taken off yet, whatever. And so we were like running to the gate, the last people to get on that plane. And I told him, if I miss my flight again, you're paying for another hotel room and another flight. Like, I'm not playing. So that was a little running joke. So we get on the plane and we're actually low-key sitting next to each other. I'm sitting in the exit seat, so I have a lot of leg room, and he was sitting in the aisle seat, like right in front of me. Oh my gosh. I was in the window seat and he was in the aisle seat. And so there was this guy sitting in the middle seat, and he was like, hey, can you switch seats with me? I'm trying to talk to her. And the guy looked like he was considering it at first, but I was really hoping he wasn't considering it, because I was tired as, boy, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm not trying to have you look at me while I'm sleeping or trying to talk my ear off the whole flight back to Atlanta. Like, no. And so I was really hoping he would say no, and the guy eventually said no. And y'all, he started full on arguing with this man, telling him that he's cock blocking him. What do you get out of saying that? What do you get out of not switching seats with me? You're really gonna do this to me, bro? Y'all, listen to this footage. I'm like, this is no joke. Like,
I just didn't feel it to be a big issue.
Then stay there. If you don't want.
I'm confused. What's a big issue for you?
I'm comfortable here. What's the issue?
and that was only a piece of the footage. I was so embarrassed. I was looking at him, giving him like the tight-lipped black mama look, like, shut the fuck up. The flight attendants were literally going over the intercom like, stop talking. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Not me almost getting on the no-fly list twice. I haven't even made it anywhere. Like, what the hell? So luckily, he ended up calming down. We ended up landing in Atlanta. Everything was cool. I ended up going to a baseball game with him the next day. I don't know why I didn't learn my lesson after the whole airport thing. But again, I think my mind was like, spontaneous weekend. If I'm not going to do the wedding, I want to do something, because I made no Juneteenth plans because I was supposed to be out of town. Everyone that I know is all in Chicago. So I'm like, bruh, like, I wanted to be in Chicago Juneteenth weekend, but it just ended up not working out that way. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such a fail. But we went to the baseball game. That was cool. Ended up going to dinner after that. And then it just wasn't it. Like, this is why I don't date. You just know when you shouldn't be out with somebody, or when it's like expired, it's time. And it's like, so I ended up just like leaving it where that was. He ended up hitting me up after that, but it's just like, no, not really interested. Ooh, sorry. Like, but I was very honest, very transparent, did not waste the man's time. But I think he thought he was gonna change my mind if the experience was good, and he wasn't. So that's how that was, y'all. But like, men who don't know how to control their emotions, they are not on my bingo card. I did not play that. You can see the door. Yeah. Emotional maturity and intelligence, it's a combo meal to be over here. So that was that adventure. And then after that was Father's Day. So for Father's Day, I ended up going over to my mom's house and cooking for my mom and my sister, because all three of us don't have dads. They all passed away. And so I wanted to make it like a light holiday instead of it being something that like I dread and don't look forward to. And so I ended up cooking some lasagna, y'all. It was so bomb. I made like this big ass Greek salad, homemade garlic bread, just the most beautiful meal. And being able to like serve my mom. She ended up going to sleep early because she didn't feel good, but also getting to talk to my little sister. Y'all know that relationship is a very strained relationship, and we're still not nowhere near how we used to be. I don't know, just speaking for myself, I'm slowly but surely trying to let her back into my life. But it is very slowly and it is very surely, because I just want to make sure that like past patterns and mistakes aren't going to be repeated. And so in order to make sure that happens, like, I have to move differently. So I've been having a lot of boundaries with her. So being able to sit in this moment and talk to her, things like that, it was cool for me. She got to open up about what was going on with her in her life. I told her a little bit about mine. And then we kind of just called it a day. I went home after that. But yeah, that Father's Day meal was so delicious. To who can't cook? Who can't cook? Okay. Okay, because I know y'all saw the lasagna and that little Greek salad, okay? And then from there, the next week was Sav's birthday. We had a time. I'm not even gonna say too much because I actually just dropped the vlog for that last week. So go tune in because y'all are gonna see everything. I decorated the apartment. We ended up getting a section for her birthday. We ended up going to a couple nice dinners. Like, it was beautiful. Again, I already re-edited a whole vlog. But yes, go check out my last vlog for Sav's birthday. We do it like it's your birthday, baby. Do it like it's your birthday. We definitely did the damn thing. And then the last thing was my Dallas trip for London and Raven's birthday. My other two besties, they both live in Dallas. So went there, fucked the city up. Fucked the city up.
Let me see how dirty the jeans really gets, bitch.
That motherfucker got dirty. If y'all want the video recap for that, check out my TikTok or my shorts here on YouTube because I definitely posted that as well. It was such a fun trip. I had to cut into 2 shorts for YouTube, but it's like 1 post for TikTok. Check it out. It was so fun. Like I said, I'm not going into details because y'all need to go watch the video. Be there or be square. It was so fucking fun. That is the full recap of everything I've been doing, y'all. All that stuff was in the month of June going into the first week of July. This last week or 2, I haven't been doing much, just resting from everything that I just told y'all. It was amazing feeling like the main character of my life again, feeling like that girl. Like, when I say poured into myself, I damn near drowned myself. Ending Q2, going to Q3, yeah, like all that self-love, all that attention, yeah, I definitely needed it, and it was amazing. Okay, so now that we finished the recap, y'all know that I did not just tell y'all all of this without dropping some sort of gem for you. This is still a podcast episode, and I'm gonna tell you 5 small habits that made a huge difference when recentering myself and making myself main character again, okay? But for that, I do need to go back to my room because my camera's overheating. So refill on your drinks and snacks, meet me there. And we are back. I hope you got all your snacks because I'm ready to get back started. I got in my pajamas, put my hair up, I'm comfy. Let's go. When you work staring at a blue screen for 7-8 hours a day, you need to go outside and get some vitamin D. But it was so hot. I know y'all saw that boob sweat. This is a no judgment zone, look. But these are the 5 small habits that I implemented that made a huge difference when it came to recentering myself in my life. Placing Shania back as a main character, basically. The first thing I did is I decided to take one day to spend to do absolutely whatever I wanted. And for me, it's Saturday. It's Shania Saturdays. So basically what happens is, like, I don't set any alarm to wake up and I do absolutely whatever the fuck I want. If I feel like studying, then I'll study. If I feel like cleaning, I'll clean. If I feel like day partying and partying all day with my friends, I will do that, and it's a guilt-free zone on Saturday. I just feel like as someone who is hyper independent, super ambitious, I got stuck in a cycle where I felt like I had to perform every freaking day. I felt like I had to show up every freaking day. And that may work for some people. You may not get burnt out. I had to learn myself and learn that I get burnt out. So I can't just keep going without any type of break throughout the week. So I feel like 6 days work my ass off, 1 day to myself, no biggie. And who knows, sometimes on that day, I do feel like working still. But it's just not the pressure of like, you have to get this done today. So that helped tremendously, like not only with like recentering myself, but with my overall mental health. Like knowing that I had a day to dedicate to myself to make sure I felt seen, I felt loved, I felt heard. That was super important. And I noticed that when I shifted to start doing that, it made me want to run it up on the other 6 days even more, because it almost felt like Saturday was a treat in a way. So I think that that is something that I implemented that I'm going to continue to keep doing and just continue to see where it takes me, because I just feel like it's definitely really important to spend time with yourself genuinely. The second thing I did is I started spending more time with friends and family who can remind me who I am. Sometimes we get lost. Sometimes we forget who we are. Like, if you have a community that pours into you, I know not everybody does, but if you have a community that pours into you even just a little bit, just going back to them when you feel low and just having them speak love, speak life, speak anything into you is so important. Even if you don't have that family life, your friends. For a long time, my friends were my family, and so they will pour into me. Any type of community that you have that can kind of just have known you for a while, really, 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 really important. They help remind me of my value when I feel like I've lost it. They help me remind me of the type of person I am, of my goals, my ambitions. Like, they just remind me, like, Shania, you are so much bigger than the little situations you go through. Because in the prime scheme of things in life, these are all technically little parts of your story. And maybe it's in a season, but it's just little parts of your story. So that was really important to me, because I realized, like, I'm not asking for too much because I do these things on the daily. I do these things with people I love. So it's not even just about the dates and the food and things like that. It's spending time with friends and family, intimate moments, talking about things, just things that make me. Like, I can't even explain all of the things, but definitely a beautiful experience. And I already was hanging out with at least my mom decently enough and my grandma, but just hanging out with my friends more, because whenever I get into like these really deep places, I always unfortunately isolate myself. And so my family does like welfare checks on me. They're like, girl, knock knock knock, you still there, you still alive. But like, as for my friends, they've learned that I like space, and so sometimes I get lost in getting all of that space. I forget, like, wait, these people love me too. Like, you need to reach out. Like, try to spend more time with them. So being able to go to Dallas and see my friends, oh my gosh, y'all don't know how much that like brought life back into me. It refuels me in a way that I can't even verbalize, because I've been in Atlanta without my friends, and that was one of the biggest changes for me, that I did not have the people that I have been around for like the last 3-4 years who I considered family. So getting to go visit them and just like, I don't know, it was almost like reminiscing. Like, I was like, damn, my apartment's not down the street anymore. Like, what the fuck? But it was just a beautiful moment. It just reminding me like no matter how far my friends are, they're still rooting for me, they still love me, and I still love them. Pouring back into those and spending time with those people who love and spend time with me. Even my roommate, getting to do everything that I did for her birthday, and that's getting to celebrate. Again, if you haven't checked out that vlog, go check out that vlog. We got matching tattoos and everything. But just being able to do that as well, knowing that she's seen me at my lowest points and being able to pour back into her, just great. I loved it. Number 3, I say this all the time, but like I actually started implementing it and seeing a difference, and it's reading and listening to things that are gonna elevate me. Just a couple to name off the top of my head: the She's So Lucky podcast, Ramit Sethi's podcast, I'll Teach You How to Be Rich. What other podcast? I do like Earn Your Leisure, but they just had Invest Fest and there's so much discourse around that, so I'm still looking into them. But I do like all of their think pieces that they have to offer. Kiki Palmer's podcast, y'all. If y'all have not listened to that episode with Oprah and Tracy Ellis Ross, get out of this video, go listen to that right now. Oprah and Tracy dropped so many gems, not even just the Black women, but just women in general, ambitious women in general. You need to go watch that because it was definitely so fueling for me. And then I would definitely say the 5th one. Okay, and then Full Transparency with Donnie Wiggins. Those are all the podcasts that I've been listening to, just to name a few, that go crazy. I love their podcasts. I feel like whenever I have a bored moment or like an idle mind moment, I'll sit in it for a little bit. But like if I want to listen to something, instead of listening to music, I'll turn on a podcast. And then the books that I've been reading, I'll honestly go grab the books I've been reading because fuck it. Okay, and so as for the books that I've been reading, to kind of just read in between when I'm not trying to listen to a podcast but I don't want to doom scroll or watch TV. So the first one that I've been reading is The Mastery of Love. I know early in the episode I was like, oh, if you guys want a video, let me know. I think I'm just going to do the video because I want to do the video. I'm not going to go deep into these books because that's what other videos going to be for. But the first one is The Mastery of Love. This one basically it says a practical guide into the art of relationship. And I think that's so true. And it's not even the art of relationship. It's the art of love. And it kind of like goes through, do we even really know what love is? And what is love? And how do we know what is love and what isn't love, kind of thing. And then therefore how to show more love to yourself. So that's what this book is. Oh, and this one is by Don Miguel Ruiz. The next one I've been reading, my mom actually got for me. It's Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. This book is actually so good. My mom got it for me because our church is doing a women's Bible study. I don't know if it's just women, but I think it is. But it's a women's Bible study. I'm not a part of it, but my mom started reading this book. And then so she got it for me because she knows I've been reading. And she wanted us to do our own personal Bible study with this book. So I've been reading it because I've been struggling a lot, like being inside of my head, overthinking, overanalyzing. And this book kind of like goes through the process of how these negative thoughts are sent by the devil and how we can stop the process, stop the pattern, stop the spiral. And it talks about God and his relationship with us and his love for us. So if you're not religious, this might not be the best read. Or if you're not a Christian, this might not be the best read. But if you are, or if you're just open to reading a really good book about like your inner dialogue, because it also has like science pieces, definitely check this book out. Because I always love a book that can be backed up by science. I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Next, Robin Sharma, The 5 a.m. Club. This one is so good. I love stories that gets to the point by telling other people's stories in a way. And basically all this book is about is maximizing your productivity in a very, very busy life, which that's me through and through. And the last one I want to mention that I don't have a physical copy for because I have it in the ebook version is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I like this book because, again, I like things that are science-backed because you can refer, like, this book, it has the articles it got it from, like, it's like, read the Cliff Notes, I read Carfax, I got all of it. I like that book because it just shows you that, like, you do not have to be a product of your environment. If there's something you want to change about yourself, if there's something that you want to do better, different, whatever, you can rewire your brain and you can work on yourself to do that. I think that's very important because as we learn and we grow, want to genuinely grow, the first thing you need to know is that it's possible. It's possible to not be stuck in this version of yourself. And that book breaks it down in a scientific way that kind of lets you know, like, girl, you don't got to be like this forever if you don't want to, okay? So those are the books that I've been reading as well. I have a long list in my notes of other books that I'm adding to the list. So when I do that book video, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna have all the tea. We gonna sit back. We gonna really dissect. Just because I feel like get books for the things that you need. Yes, there's interesting books, the fantasies, the smut, the whatever. But get books that are actually gonna help you elevate, help you recenter yourself, because we don't want to just be constantly consuming junk, because then naturally we're going to keep producing junk kind of thing. The fourth habit I built is trying new ways to move my body, y'all. I am a Pilates girly. I know, I got onto the bandwagon, I did. I am a hot mat Pilates girl specifically. I have not done reformers or anything like that, but the hot mat Pilates got me, y'all. It got me. I decided I was having a really bad day, a really, really bad day at work. And so I was just like, and it wasn't, and let me preface, whenever I say that I'm having a bad day at work, it's not because of the work. It just happens to be, I'm already having an emotional bad day and I happen to be at work because I'm an adult. And so I just was like not in a good mental space. I was just like, felt like I was in a funk. And so usually I would go home, lay down, not edit, feel bad for myself, whatever. But instead I decided to blog the day and then also do a hot mat Pilates class. And when I tell you, that day was life-changing for me, because one, I found something new that I liked, a new hobby per se. And then for two, I'm moving my body. And then for three, the way that it's set up is that it is so hot in the room. You cannot do anything but focus on your body movements, sweat, and think. And I realized like that's a moment that I can tap into myself. Like my favorite instructor so far, her name is Angel, and she says like, what do you tell yourself to get there? Like the stuff that she even says while you're like doing the exercise and stuff, it makes you think like, what am I doing to get there? Like, and she was like, what do you tell yourself to give you that extra push when things get hard? And it's just like, oh my gosh, what do I tell myself? And so I made it a habit of going every week, because just being in that space, being in a room with other women, all types of shapes, all type of bodies, just being bad bitches, getting fit, like I love it. I love it. So that is my current obsession, but you guys know I've taken boxing classes in the past, things like that I am going to revisit, just because I'm one of those people where like when I get stuck on an obsession, I have to do it over and over and over again. So right now it's Pilates, but eventually I want to mix it up completely and then like do Pilates one week, do boxing another week. I also want to take self-defense classes. That's really important to me. So whenever I get back from my vacations, I'm definitely going to try to find a good self-defense class, just because I feel like all women, I think it's important, but especially living in Atlanta, that's all I'm going to say. But yes, taking the different classes and you're getting your body right at the same time. Another thing that I did is my mom was trying to get more active. And so I told her, let's go walk 2 times a week, at least 1 mile. That's my promise to you. I'm gonna make sure that I'm available for us to do those things. As long as you commit and you tell me you want to go, you have a partner who wants to go with you. So we've been walking 1 mile twice a week, and we've been doing it for, we're on about week 3. And after week 2, my mom signed up with a whole personal trainer, and she's in like a whole 7-week program working out 3 times a week now so she can get more active. So yeah, it's just beautiful to see how like that little act of like, let's do this together, led her to do something bigger on her own. Mind you, she didn't know it was a personal, she thought she was signing up for like some chill ass Pilates, and she ended up getting a whole personal trainer. But now she's locked in because she realized I already paid for it, so it is what it is. And the 5th small habit that made a difference in recentering myself was prioritizing travel. It does not have to be expensive to travel. You can drive somewhere to take a day trip. If you have airplane miles, if you're already using a credit card, make sure you use one with that gives you like flight points, miles, something, so that you could take a flight somewhere. Like not all travel has to be super expensive. I personally think, this isn't everyone's stilo, this is about me. Shania, this is about me. But for me, I love to travel because it lets me realize how small my problems actually are. When you're in the day-to-day, everything feels so big, it feels so overwhelming, it's like, oh my gosh. But just getting a change of scenery, being in a new environment, just makes me realize like, this is not your end-all be-all, this is just this season. And then also reflecting like, this is a season that you once prayed for. And then it brings me back into a state of gratitude, like, oh, I love this is great. Like I love being blessed enough to be able to do these things for myself. All is good in the world. All is good. I just feel like little travel getaway is like the best way. Make your mental health a little bit better. I don't know. It works for me and my friends. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. But that is the end of this video. That is what I've been doing these past couple months, or really a month and a half, to romanticize my life and recenter myself again. It's a never-ending journey, y'all. This is not like, oh, I did it for a couple months and now we love ourselves again. No, it's a process, but I'm glad to say the process has been going very well. I'm glad that I've found the love for vlogging again. If you haven't checked out my vlogs, this is my 3rd time saying you better go check out my vlogs because they're only gonna get better. I am trying to get in my editing bag, try to do a little 1-2 while also being corporate girly on the other side. So please bear with me. It's gonna get better. I'm enjoying it though. And I decided that this idea would be better because I can sit and podcast, but then also I don't have to waste all of the clips of all the videos that I took trying to vlog while getting back into actually being cohesive with trying to vlog. I don't know. That made sense to me. But that's not your problem. Make sure you go check out the rest of my videos. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn on my notification bell, follow my Instagram. I've converted that completely to podcasts and vlog clips. So follow me on Instagram at TheShaniyahDiaries, TikTok at ShaniahLeanne, and subscribe to my YouTube at ShaniahLeanne. You gotta hit it at all angles at this point. I love you guys. If nobody's told you today, I love you so much. You're valuable, you're smart, you're resilient. You have everything it takes to create your dream life and live the way that you wanna live. If you ever need anybody, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here for you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.